Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Adrian, and in this video I'm going to review the 511 Tactical Rush 24 2.0 backpack. Alright, let's get into it. £4.0. Okay, in reviewing the bag, I'm just going to start with the top of the backpack and then we'll go through every side and talk about the features. First on the top is you have this heavy duty nylon reinforced handle. It has two webbing loops right here on each side. And then you have an eyewear compartment on the top, which is actually one of the good improvements that they made to the 2.0 series. This didn't used to be as big. It is lined with a softer material. The depth is about 5.5 inches, and the zipper opening is about 7.5. The straps on this backpack are super heavy duty, and they're really padded, pretty wide too. Strap measures at about 2 7/8. And you can see that on each side of the strap, you've got this retainer for your hydration hose and then webbing all the way down. There is a removable sternum strap as well. And this slips off pretty easily. You just pull it up. You can see it's split in the middle. I will probably end up keeping this thing off because this is my gym backpack, not my hiking backpack, so I don't really need a sternum strap on it. Also, you have these quick release buckles, which is a nice feature on each side. And then you also have these little stretchy, flexible pieces of webbing that are wrapped around the strap here. And this is so you can tuck in the tail of the compression strap and retain it. I usually just end up cutting these off because I don't use them, they kind of get in my way. So moving to the back plate of the backpack. On the top here, there's a little hole for the hydration hose to come through. There are two zippers for the hydration compartment, one on each side. You can see that right here. Here's the hydration compartment. It's pretty deep. So, all the way to the bottom, right at the top, that's about 15 3/4 to 16 inches, somewhere in that range. There's this piece of webbing here with Velcro on it to hang the hydration bladder. And there's a removable back plate here that is plastic. This comes out. This adds a little more rigidity to the bag if you want to leave it in. It also gives you a little bit of protection from anything that's in the bag, although the actual back piece itself right here is very padded. I mean, this is probably at least a half, maybe 3/4 of an inch of padding. Yeah, that's pretty padded there. At the bottom here, you also have these two buckles, so you can put a hip belt on here. Going to the side of the backpack, you have a compression strap. You have one of these on each side. And again, it has those little pieces of stretchy webbing so you can retain the compression strap, which again, I take those off. You can see that there's webbing sewn on the side of the backpack, one at the top here as well. And then there's a zipper compartment right here, which is a really nice compartment. It's not very deep. You know, it'd be good to put some maps in or paperwork or something that's just not super deep, because it does press into the middle of the bag and it doesn't come out very far, but it is a nice pocket nonetheless, and I really like it. And then within that pocket, you have this diagonally sewn pocket here, which is just a handy area to put something small. The zipper, I've noticed, does tend to get caught right here on this piece of nylon when you're zipping it up. You can see it's hung up right there. And that's just because of this piece of fabric for this internal pocket. It's a bit of a design flaw, but there's an easy workaround. You just pull the zipper out towards you, and then it zips right over it. So if you're trying to pull it a straight pull, it'll catch on it. If you pull it out towards you, then over, like this, then it goes right over it. And when I have this pocket loaded, I notice that it doesn't really catch either. So both sides are the same. Bottom of the bag, pretty straightforward. Get a measurement here. So from the seam to the back, pull that out, it's about 7.5 inches, and that doesn't count this little outer piece. You've got some webbing on the bottom, so you can lash some stuff onto there. Here's the other side, same, exactly the same as the side I just went over. So let's move to the inside of the backpack now. Dual zipper pulls, which is nice. This is one of the things that I don't really like a ton about this bag, is that it doesn't open all the way. And I've had several 511 backpacks in the past and over the last 10 years, and I remember this model, maybe I'm remembering it correctly, but I think that it used to open all the way. And you can see that the front compartment here only opens about 2/3 of the way, and then it's kind of stopped right here. So it prevents this thing from laying completely flat, which kind of makes it a little tough to access this very bottom pocket on the inside if there's gear loaded in here. And it can also make it a little difficult to load the entire backpack. You can see that the actual bottom of the backpack is actually folded over right now. So it's folded in when it's rested. It's one of the things I don't like about this bag, but I like basically everything else about it. So you have these 3 pockets on the inside right here, 2 mesh, 1 solid. Let's get some measurements on those. So that pocket's about 4 3/4, and the zipper is 9 inches. This pocket, this one's about 6 1/4. Zipper is 12 inches. And then this bottom pocket here, the solid one, that's about 6 to 6 1/4. So I think these 2 pockets are the same size, and 12 inches on the zipper for that as well. I've noticed in the past when I've used this backpack that these zipper pulls here, they're a little bit long and they can get caught up on the main compartment zipper. So what I end up doing is tying these closer to the zipper itself and then cutting this off so it's a shorter pull. I'll end up doing that after this video. There is a laptop compartment in this backpack, and they say this holds a 15-inch laptop. I haven't tested it because I don't carry a laptop in this backpack. The depth on that is right at 13 inches, and looks like about the maximum width on this thing is about 10 1/2. It does have this piece of nylon with Velcro on it to help retain the laptop. But again, I won't carry a laptop in here, so I'll probably just end up cutting this out. And I might cut this entire panel out just to have more space in the actual main compartment of the backpack. With the eyewear compartment, you can see that it drops down into the main body of the backpack. And that's kind of a disadvantage because this thing it's a fairly good sized eyewear compartment, 8 1/2 inches by just over 5 inches. And if the backpack is fully loaded in the main body, this eyewear compartment is basically useless. You can't use it because there's so much stuff in the backpack. I would have preferred 511 to put a brain on top of the backpack, like more traditional hiking backpacks have, and that would allow you to use the brain and the entire inner volume of the main compartment of the backpack. But they didn't, and that's okay. They have this nice heavy-duty handle up there, and that's probably why they didn't. But if they move this handle to the actual shoulder pads of the backpack, and they could put a brain up here, and I think that would be a good feature. So moving to the front of the bag, you can see there's nylon webbing on the whole thing, and sections of that are Velcro. You have these 2 pockets here, and these pockets are the same as each other. There's this little zipper here with this tiny mesh pocket. It's not very big, it's just a few inches deep. Yeah, so about 2 3/4 to 3 inches, somewhere in there. The zipper opening is about 3 3/4. Yeah, this is a good area to keep some earbuds or earplugs. Just small electronics in here is nice. And the zipper doesn't open further this way, so that there's a hard stop right here. You don't get a little extra space right there. These pockets, both of them, they're separated, and they each have the same material that the eyewear compartment has. It's a softer material. And the depth on this, it ranges from about 6 1/4 to, yeah, about 6 1/4 on this side if we're measuring from the bottom to the top zipper. And the piece of fabric itself is tapered. So that looks like about 5, it was about 5 1/4 to about 4 1/2 right here. So it tapers slightly. And it's worth noting here that these 2 pockets are separated by a single piece of nylon coming down the middle. I'm not sure if you can see that. I think you can probably see that. You can see my fingers coming through right here, and it could also come through the top here. So if you wanted to, you could cut this piece of nylon and have sort of just one big pocket that would essentially run this whole distance. I might end up doing that. I'm not sure if I will or not yet. Another addition that they put to this backpack, which is really nice, they put this concealed carry compartment. And it's gonna be, I don't think you can see in there, let me try to get the light in there, but there's a Velcro back in here that covers about, well, I'd say about 60% of it. So you could Velcro a holster in there, and it has these two Velcro closures. So you can tear it open, although I never recommend anybody carrying a firearm in their backpack. If you're gonna carry a gun, carry it on your body at all times, where you know that you can draw it reliably with consistency. You can't do that if your gun's in your bag. Trying to get in here, your gun might fumble, you might not have your bag, you might lose your bag. So if you're gonna carry a gun, just carry it on your person. That's where it's meant to be carried. That's where it's gonna be able to be reliable for you. But they did put it in here nonetheless, and I suppose it's a nice feature. If nothing else, it's an extra pocket. I may end up taking this Velcro out and sewing in a different enclosure to this and using this for something else, because this is a nice pocket. And on the very outside, you have this admin panel, and this has a lot of pockets in it. You have these two pockets right here that are on the flap, and those are pretty deep. Those go down. The depth on those is about 6 3/4 inches, and they're about, it's about 4.5 to 5 inches. You have a retainer for your keys in here. These two pockets, which have this webbing strap that you can help secure things in with that. These aren't very deep. They're about 4 3/4 inches, and the maximum width on these is, what is that? The maximum width is about, that's about 5 inches. You have this little pocket above it. That pocket is about 3.5 deep, 3 inches wide, basically square then. You carry some pens or something, you know, some markers, something in here. I'm not sure what this pocket's for. These are pen pockets right here. You have 3 of those. And then there's this general, just open compartment here. That is about 7.5 deep and about 10.5 wide. And then this main zipper compartment inside of this admin panel, that's pretty deep, and there's no other pockets in that. So that is right at 9 inches deep, 10 inches wide. Okay, a few other things I want to cover on the backpack. Most of the zippers have this rain flap here, which is a pretty heavy duty rain flap, and it can make it a little difficult to pull the zipper open or closed if the backpack is fully loaded. It's not terrible, but it is noticeable, especially on the corners and the bends. So one thing I'm gonna do to help mitigate that is I'm gonna cut the nylon right down here at the base, and that'll allow the rain flap to sort of fold out a little bit as I'm going around the backpack. I found that helps quite a bit. Another thing is that on the back, or the front, depending on what you consider to be the back or the front, you can see that the compression straps for the backpack straps, they weren't very generous with the amount of room they left here to pull that. It's pretty tough to just get that with your fingertips, especially with the backpack under load, and cinch that down. They did, however, leave a little opening in here. So they sewed this back onto itself, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but they left an opening here. And I like to run some paracord through this and then use a fisherman's knot to tie on some thumb pulls. And I will probably do a video on that in the future, how I do that to all my backpacks. So I want to show how I do that, because it makes it really nice to have a good thumb pull in there so you can cinch that down quickly and easily when the backpack's on your back. And then lastly, here with the eyewear compartment, I wanted to grab my glasses and show you how those go in. These are my Maui Jims, and you can see they fit pretty well into the eyewear compartment. That's how much space they're taking up on the inside. I really don't think you could use this very effectively for goggles, but for sunglasses, even bigger sunglasses like these Maui Jims that have a pretty big curve to them, they fit in there pretty well. I would still like for this zipper to be about 2 inches larger than it is, but it's not bad. All right, so there you have it, the 511 Tactical Rush 24 2.0 backpack. Overall, I think this is a fantastic backpack. It's definitely durable. I've had several 511 backpacks. I used to use them for work, and I would beat the hell out of these things. They are super tough. I think I've only torn one once, and I've never broken a zipper, and I've put these things through hell for years. So fantastic backpack. If you buy it, you're definitely going to be happy with it. 2 complaints on it. The weight, it's heavy. I would say this backpack is a little too heavy to be a hiking backpack. Coming in right around the 4-pound mark is too heavy for me. My hiking backpack, I think, is about, it's like 2.3 to 2.5 pounds, and it's a 32-liter Kelty. I really like it. It's a great backpack. And the fact that you can't open that main compartment all the way, that bugs me. I think you used to be able to do that. I remember being able to do that. You could just tear the backpack open all the way and have full access to the main compartment. And you can't do that anymore, so I'm not sure why they made that change, but it's a change that I don't like. The change to the eyewear compartment is awesome. It's big. I can fit a full-size pair of glasses in there. I don't know if you could get goggles in there. It depends on the size of the goggles, but I can fit my glasses in there. I wear Maui Jims, and they're pretty big. They wrap my entire face, and they've got a pretty good curve to them, so they're fairly good sized glasses, and I can get those in there with no problem. So the eyewear compartment, awesome change, because now you can actually use it for eyewear. And then the concealed carry pocket, again, I don't recommend anybody ever carry a gun in their backpack. If you're gonna carry a gun, carry it on your person, not in your backpack. You need it on your person if you're going to use it, not in your backpack. So carry it on your body. That's where you need it. It's reliable if it's on your body in the same position every time. You can practice your draw stroke. You can get consistent with your draw stroke. You can't do that if you have your gun in a backpack. And you can be separated from your backpack as well. So you need your gun, your backpack's missing, it falls off of you or somebody steals it. Now you don't have your gun if you need your gun. So if you're gonna carry a gun, carry it on your body. If you're in the market for a really durable backpack, this is definitely one to consider picking up. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.